Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then your talking don't matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Patent pocket. Take the dollar, dollar. Can a damn soul stop it? Here comes the new kid on the block. Hold on, your bets. Here's where the buck stops. See, first of all, I'm stepping out on my own. About time I elevated to claim my own throne. Success in my blood, call it homegrown. Puerto Rican testosterone. Power and money got me crazy cocky. No longer need you, Poppy. I know you're mad because you can't stop me. And if you wonder how this player is future, honey, I think she smell my cologne. It's called brand new money. Making major moves, making a damn thing's funny. Pimpin' hood rats to playboy bunnies. They see the. They see it. They see it. Say what? Say what? Say what? Money. I'm global dollar dollar and roll without 50. Like to go out smelling fresh and looking spiffy. Don't like clean money. I want my wrist to be filthy. Plus with that retirement fund, I can't touch till I'm 60. So what am I supposed to do? Rolling through, set it, patting them pockets, sell them, stacking, holding through. Ching ching, bling bling, catching cash and lump.
Hello WWE fans and welcome to the WWE Universe review results for SummerSlam 2016, and I can actually feel the pain of the wrestling fans right now. It's not looking good, and I think WWE are going to have to rethink their strategy even better, even longer, if they're going to get the fans liking what they see, because some of the fans have actually complained about this event, and particularly some of the sections of the event were very poorly directed. So without further ado, let's have a look at the results, and we'll start with the kickoff matches for now, because there's 3 of them, if I'm correct. Yes, there's 3. And then we have basically the first match saw the Usos versus the Usos, the American Alpha and Hype Bros versus Breezango, the Ascension and the Vaudevillains. And of course, as suspected, the Usos, the American Alpha and the Hype Bros won their matches. Of course, this was the debut for the American Alpha and Mojo Rawley in their first major pay-per-view event. And they did really well. They put on a good 12-man tag match to start the show. So good job, guys. Well done. So good match. And then we have Sami Zayn and Neville working together for the first time in the main roster to face the Dudley Boys, and they were able to defeat the Dudleys in the kickoff match. So good stuff for Sami Zayn and Neville. Very impressed. And then, of course, the final kickoff match saw Sheamus defeating Cesaro in the first of the best of the 7 series of matches, which are going to be happening over the course of the next few months. And, of course, Sheamus wins the first of those matches. And, yeah, so looking good for Sheamus so far. It's just a question of how many matches will these guys have? Will it be 7? It's supposed to be that there will be 7 matches, but it'll be a question of when their next bounty will take place. Will it take place on Raw, or will it take place in Raw's pay-per-view Clash of Champions? We'll have to wait and see. And then, of course, we kick off the main show, which is going to be the first of the tag matches, which is Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens versus Enzo Amore, Big Cass. And, of course, Enzo Amore, Big Cass, despite the fact that they won their first pay-per-view match last month, unfortunately that was short-lived because Jericho and Owens ends up winning the match, and of course Enzo and Big Cass were able to get revenge towards the end of the match, but they were unsuccessful in their tag team bounty with Jericho and Owens. So I wouldn't be too surprised if these 2 teams meet again at the Raw pay-per-view Clash of Champions. So expect these two teams to continue their rivalry. And then, of course, this is where the fans started switching off. Yes, I know the fans are going to be a bit disappointed to hear about this, but the famous Sasha Banks and her Women's Championship match with Charlotte. Okay. WWE, what the hell were you thinking? First off, trying to get Sasha to lose the championship to Charlotte in the first place, because again, that kind of basically made the show a bit dumb, because of the fact that you made Sasha win the title the night after Battleground, and then all of a sudden now Sasha loses the championship to Charlotte. Okay, that was a bit stupid idea, and I think the fans are not very happy. I'm not very happy with this decision at all, and I don't blame any of them for not being happy that Sasha Banks has lost her championship because of some weird backstage stuff that's going on, and I think it's not really fair for her, because I mean she should be Mr. McMahon labeled her the face of the women's wrestling, and all of a sudden they have to put it back to Charlotte because Vince McMahon's not happy for some reason, which I don't quite understand that fact. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed by that decision, and I hope they reverse it sooner or later. I really hope so. Anyway, and then we have the Intercontinental title match, The Miz versus Apollo Crews, and of course, The Miz shows off, wins. Yeah, you get the picture. Miz always wins, as Mr. McMahon has to have Miz win the championship because it's good for business. No, it isn't. Get a new champion, Mr. McMahon. For Fleep's sake, get a new champion going. Okay. Next matchup, AJ Styles, John Cena. Surely you would think John Cena would finally beat AJ Styles. Nope. Mr. McMahon says AJ Styles is better than John Cena now. Okay, fair enough. But even though the fans liked what they saw and they liked the fact that AJ Styles won the match, most people still like John Cena and like, when is John Cena going to actually beat AJ Styles in a one-on-one match? Yeah, I know, fans. I know you Cena fans want to see Cena beat AJ Styles. I know you desperately want that to happen, but until Vince McMahon gets his act together, I don't think we're going to see it. So you can kiss that one goodbye, thanks to Mr. McMahon and his lovely production crew who have screwed up. And then, of course, we have Luke Gallows and Colonel Anderson win by disqualification in their tag team titles match, thanks to an unexpected guest who, yes, last year he was the guy who attacked John Cena with a steel chair. That's right, Jon Stewart, that little prat who came onto the show, took Cena down, let Seth Rollins win. You get the picture. He's screwed up again, and this time he gives the New Day a disqualification. What an idiot. Next time, don't invite him, WWE, because he screws up every time. Anyway, we have the WWE World Championship match where we have Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. Dean Ambrose won the match fair and square, and yeah, it was a good effort for Dolph Ziggler, but obviously Dean Ambrose is the face of SmackDown at the moment, so of course it has to stay with Dean Ambrose. So, but don't worry, he'll probably get another opportunity down the line. I really do. I really think Ziggler will have a good opportunity to win the championships at some point. But let's put our attention to a returning superstar alert. That's right, a returning superstar alert. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the next match we're mentioning is a 6 women's tag match where we would have Carmella, Becky Lynch, and a returning Naomi in one side. And then we have Natalya and Alexa Bliss, who were meant to have Eva Marie. But it turns out that's not the case, because guess who shows up out of nowhere? John Cena's girl herself, Nikki Bella, shows up and joins Natalya and Alexa Bliss in the side. She uses her new finisher in this match, which kind of reminds me of an RKO. I believe it's an RKO, if I'm correct, and ends up picking the victory with it, which I thought was really, really cool to see that she now has her own version of a female version of an RKO, which I thought was really cool. So a Nikki Bella out of nowhere, I would think that's a hashtag we need to start trending. Yeah, I hope somebody starts tweeting hashtag Nikki Bella out of nowhere. Anyway, so yeah, they won the match. Natalya, Nikki Bella, Alexa Bliss beat Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Carmella, whilst Nikki Bella was using her new finisher. So overall, a good, successful return for the young Nikki Bella, who finally is back in the driver's seat. And then, of course, we have the first ever Universal Championship match where Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, two big stars from the NXT roster who have finally come to the main roster. And, of course, this is the day Finn Balor will never forget because he was able to defeat Seth Rollins and become the very first Universal Champion, which I was very, very pleased to hear that Finn Balor finally won the Universal Championship. So he'll be representing Raw as its Raw World's Champion, pretty much, which is pretty cool. So ever since he lost the NXT title, he's now your Universal Champion. So congratulations, Finn Balor. And unfortunately, for Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns and Rusev, that match never happened because unfortunately Rusev refused to take part in that match, and Roman Reigns basically gave Rusev a beating of his lifetime, and also the fans were behind him, which I thought was really interesting. So I think the fans are starting to like Roman Reigns now. Interesting turn of events. It turns out Roman Reigns is getting fans liking him again. Looks like he's done something good. And then, of course, and this is where the backlash starts happening, guys. The main event, Brock Lesnar, Roman, and Randy Orton. This is where things got really ugly. Because at one point towards the end of the match, we see Randy Orton covered in blood. Yes, PG has been killed by Brock Lesnar. And, of course, we all know what Brock Lesnar does best. He does his suplex. He takes control of the match all the way to the end. And he literally beat the hell out of Randy Orton throughout the match. And Randy Orton never even had the chance to get an upper hand on Brock because Brock Lesnar kept coming with suplex after suplex after suplex after elbow after elbow. It's just, damn, it was erotic. But it was actually described that Randy Orton lost by a TKO, which I'm not too sure what a TKO is, but apparently that's how he lost. Interesting turn of events there that Brock Lesnar used the TKO to defeat Randy. I don't know if that means a KO, like he was knocked out in the match, or what the hell went down, but either way, the fans were not happy. The fans were not happy with the fact that Randy Orton was covered in blood, and then Brock Lesnar F5 Shane O'Mac. That was uncalled for right there. I mean, I don't see why Brock Lesnar had to do that. I think that was stupid. The fact that Brock Lesnar had to F5 Shane O'Mac just to get an attention. I think that was a bit stupid idea, and whoever came up with that idea was stupid. Personally, in my mind, I think it was Brock Lesnar's idea. I think Brock Lesnar came with this idea that he was going to cause chaos and he was just going to F5 anybody who gets in his way. And obviously Shane McMahon showed up, and then, oh, look, Shane O'Mac gets F5'd by Brock. So that means Shane O'Mac's going to be out of action for quite some time. Thanks, Brock. Thanks for screwing up SmackDown a little bit. But I hope to God somebody goes after Brock now. I hope that Goldberg shit. And why wasn't Goldberg at SummerSlam? He could have saved Shane O'Mac. Goldberg, what the hell were you doing? You should have been there for Shane O'Mac. Damn. But like I said, obviously I wasn't very happy with that ending results, but it kind of makes it sound like that Randy Orton's pretty much injured, and I'm not surprised due to the fact that what Brock Lesnar did in this match was just horrific, literally horrific from start to finish. And despite the fact that Nikki Bella is now a member of the SmackDown roster, and at least that was a good sign of things to come for Nikki, but as far as Randy Orton's concerned, I don't think Randy Orton's going to be able to compete anymore. Thanks to Brock, he's not going to be able to compete anymore. But then again, the same thing happened to Triple H, didn't it? At SummerSlam, he had a broken arm, and then all of a sudden he returned by WrestleMania time. So, could we be seeing a rematch between Brock and Randy Orton by WrestleMania time? I think there's a slight possibility that we might see a Randy Orton-Brock Lesnar rematch by WrestleMania. I think this could have elements of revenge for Randy Orton. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get revenge. So, yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned just in case Randy Orton does call out Lesnar again. And mind you, Brock Lesnar did call out Goldberg recently, so don't be too surprised if Brock Lesnar gets speared by Goldberg anytime soon, because he's asking for it. He's certainly asking for trouble. So if Goldberg shows up on Raw, I'll be so flipping happy if he takes Lesnar out and puts him out for the next couple of months. I'll be flipping happy, because it's about time somebody stands up to the beast and says, "Enough's a flipping enough." It's time to put things back to the way they should be. But anyway, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be looking forward to bringing you some. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be looking forward to bringing you the reviews for Backlash next month, as well as Clash of Champions. So a pay-per-view for SmackDown, pay-per-view for Raw. Looking forward to reviewing both next month. And make sure to comment down your rants in the comment section. If you want to have a rant, then be my guest. I'm not as impressed as most of you are, and I just hope that WWE have got a good reason to make us keep watching after what we saw in SummerSlam. Very disappointed end, and some of the matches got the fans booing people out of the building. So I hope WWE have a good reason to keep me watching. I really do. If they don't, then I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. Anyway, until then, I'll see you all for more. I'll see you all for some more news from WWE very soon. See you then.